All right, so I'd like to talk about something that came up in the Awaken Life Live event. Well, actually, it comes up every single time we talk about meditation. And I actually just had my wife ask me a question about it last night. And the way I explained it, I was like, I don't think I've ever explained it like that before. And so all day today, I've been like, ooh, this is what I want to talk about. And this is what it is: meditation, meditation, meditation. It is like, it's the foundation of everything. Period. Like what we're teaching in the Awaken Life Live event, and what we're teaching in what the core of our process is: movement, but for the brain, meditation for the mind, and then taking all of that as the foundation. My body feels good, my brain is on point, I'm able to focus and concentrate on what I want to create in my life, is the foundation to be able to do that. But let's back up and just talk about meditation, because here is the question that always gets asked: when I'm meditating, what should I be thinking about? And the answer is nothing. And then people are like, that's why I can't meditate, because I don't have that skill set. I wasn't born with that gene, because I'm thinking all the time. And this is the truth of it. It's not true. It's a lie. But here's the problem. We have awareness, right? And awareness, there's a bunch of different terms for it. You could be like consciousness, but in the way I'd like to describe it, it's just think about like pure awareness. You can be aware, right, first, and then you can be aware of anything you focus on. But what people have done is they've been just purely aware of thinking for so long that they have forgotten that awareness has come first. And they think that thinking is now the primary function of this thing. And it's not. Here's the problem. Like, in and of itself, you're like, I don't care. What does that have to do with anything? Well, you have a 2 million year old brain whose one priority, top priority, is survival. Guess what that means? It means it doesn't care if you're happy. It doesn't care if you're at peace. It doesn't care if you suffer. It cares that you survive. And when left to its own devices, when we believe that we are the product of our thinking and we lose control over what we focus on, what do we end up focusing on? The worst case scenarios, everything that makes us afraid, that freaks us out, that could potentially harm us. All the opportunities that we're missing because that could potentially keep us alive for another day. Like, it sounds like grandiose, but this is literally what like the brain is designed to do. And so with that in mind, you have the simulator. So what you're doing in like situations is you're trying to play out, like visualizing in a way. It's really like these mental movies. You're ruminating on something that could potentially happen or something that's already happened, replaying it to try to like take more control over it, or trying to like project to see how would I react if this happens or that happens. But remember, the primary function is survival. So what it's doing, the brain is saying, like, it's playing out the worst case scenarios. And what this does, as far as the brain is concerned, is it makes the part of the brain, the amygdala, that's designed to check out all those things that could potentially kill you, hyperactive. And it inhibits the part of the brain, the hippocampus, that is designed to like tell the amygdala to chill the fuck out, right? And so all of a sudden we're like hypercharged. We've had a day and we're like, I've been anxious all day long and I don't remember why I'm anxious. I've been slightly upset all day long and there's not really anything that happened, but I'm like not happy. This is what's happening when we let our mind, our thinking, run the course of what the brain wants it to do, which is just survival. So what we're saying with meditation is focus so that you can see there's a separation between awareness and thought. So why is that so important? Because now with that different reference point, the fact that I know that I can actually be aware and not have thought when I'm totally lost in the mind and thinking about worst case scenarios, I've had an experience of awareness. And I get to then see it like, wait a second, if I've had moments in meditation where I was aware without thought, that means I have control. I have control. So right now, as I'm spinning out, maybe I could have control. And so then we take it to this next level of, oh yes, you do have control, because what you focus on equates to how you feel. So then, this is what I mean by meditation being like the ground, the foundation, is it gives you an opportunity to be able to control this beautiful instrument that we've been given, that we've let just run and devour itself, so that you can say, now how do I want to experience my life? You can focus on your highest and best. You can use the very thing that is causing suffering in your life to create light and beauty and joy and love and happiness by being deliberate every day about what it is that you want to focus on. So, but we got to get control first. We got to separate thinking. The thing that you think is you, like it's just totally you. I can't stop thinking. I stay up late at night when I'm thinking, when I'm stressed. I can't shut this thing up. You just haven't practiced it enough. You haven't built the muscle of the mind enough to be able to focus, be aware, and then to choose what you want to be aware of. What is it? How do you want to show up for yourself every day? How do you want to show up in your relationships every day? How do you want to show up in your work and what your service is to other people every day? This is the foundation, but it all starts that we will go nowhere. John in the Awaken Life Live event had the best analogy. It was like, those rubber band balls? It was Office Max's logo for a long time. And he's like, we have rubber band balls just wrapped around each other, right? And all of it is our negative, insecurities. It's our lack of self-worth. It's all of the shit that has been accumulated from our past that is dysfunctional and we think is like the identity of who we are. It's bullshit, but it's what we think. And then we wrap around this, I want to be happy, rubber band around it. And we wonder why we're never happy. Because we haven't dealt with the core of the problem, which is, at the base level, we have combined these two and we think thinking is who we are. And meditation is designed to separate that. Recognize that you can be aware without thought. Well, if that's the case, you may have more control over this than you think. And then the process is get your ass on the meditation cushion and breathe and focus, catch the mind, bring it back. Catch the mind, bring it back. Every time you do that, boom, that's a rep. Boom, that's a rep. And that's what we want to do to build the muscle of the mind so that we can focus to what we want to focus on and create the life that we're destined to have and not a repetition of our past. I appreciate you watching this. If you've watched it for this long, thank you. I hope it's helped. Peace.